You've been told that the law of attraction will give you anything you desire, that if you think positive thoughts, visualize hard enough, the universe will rearrange itself around you. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This simplified version of manifestation is a distraction. It flatters the ego while avoiding the actual inner transformation required to shape reality. The reason so many people repeat affirmations without results is simple. Words cannot override vibration. You cannot recite your way into abundance while carrying resentment, fear, and self-doubt. Conscious creation is not a mental trick. It's an alchemical process. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It mirrors what you are. Modern culture has taken sacred knowledge and turned it into a self-help slogan. We live in a world that worships convenience, apps for meditation, shortcuts to enlightenment, instant answers from artificial intelligence. Yet in all this noise, we've silenced the ancient compass that once guided human evolution, the inner voice. Lao Tzu warned long ago that those who look outside dream, while those who look within awaken. The tragedy of our time is that we've mistaken stimulation for awareness. Ancient civilizations understood manifestation as a sacred science, one that required emotional purification, inner alignment, and reciprocal exchange with the cosmos. The Egyptians practiced Heka, a form of vocal and energetic magic that fused sound, intention, and physical action. The Vedic seers called it Sankalpa, a sacred vow made in harmony with one's dharma, not a passing desire. The Andean shamans spoke of Aini, the law of reciprocity, where nothing is received without equivalent energetic contribution. In each case, creation was a dialogue, not a demand. Contrast that with the modern idea of simply asking the universe. It's spiritual consumerism, an attempt to bypass the inner work of coherence. Neuroscience now confirms what the ancients knew intuitively. Without emotional alignment, thought alone changes nothing. Neuroplasticity research shows that repeating empty affirmations without genuine feeling fails to form new neural connections. The subconscious still runs the old program, "I am not enough," and the universe echoes it back. Real manifestation begins when the conscious and subconscious speak the same language. That language is vibration, the emotional tone that hums beneath your thoughts. If your mind says abundance but your body carries fear, the signal is distorted. It's like trying to tune a radio to a clear station while static screams through the frequency. You cannot fake energy. The cosmos detects coherence, not slogans. To restore that coherence, one must descend, not ascend, to meet the shadows, heal the wounds, and integrate what was denied. Every ancient path of initiation began with descent. The dark night of the soul, the symbolic death, the purification of the heart. Only after facing the unconscious could one command the forces of creation consciously. But modern culture avoids darkness. We are trained to escape discomfort, to scroll away from pain, to medicate anxiety, to chase constant stimulation. The result is a humanity that glitters on the surface but fractures within. Real transformation demands the opposite: silence, stillness, courage. It requires us to feel what we've avoided, because the emotion you refuse to feel becomes the frequency that governs your life. Ancient temples were not tourist attractions. They were vibrational technologies. The Great Pyramid, beyond its funerary myth, was aligned with cosmic frequencies, a resonant structure designed for initiation. The priests of Egypt taught that matter is condensed energy, that thought and sound could modulate it. Thousands of years later, quantum physics echoes the same idea. Observation shapes reality. Energy and matter are one continuum. In India, the practice of Sankalpa trained the mind to fuse thought and feeling into a single coherent signal. Practitioners entered theta-dominant brain states, measurable today in labs, where imagination, emotion, and physiology synchronize. They didn't beg the universe, they became the frequency of what they sought. And when coherence reached a threshold, reality had no choice but to align. The Andean wisdom of Aini complements this perfectly. You must give to receive. Energy must circulate. If you desire abundance but hoard your gifts, you violate the cosmic equation. Every harvest requires planting. Every manifestation demands an offering of effort, emotion, and intention. Modern society forgot this balance, dividing logic from intuition, science from spirit, a fracture born in the Renaissance when the measurable replaced the meaningful. Yet science, when honest, keeps circling back to the sacred. Jung's collective unconscious revealed that symbols and archetypes connect all minds beneath language. Harvard studies on meditation show measurable rewiring of brain regions tied to fear and empathy. Quantum mechanics dismantles the illusion of separation between observer and observed. The Tao of physics bridges subatomic behavior and Eastern mysticism, showing that what we call spiritual may simply be physics at a subtler scale. And still, we crave simplicity. We prefer coaching slogans to inner discipline. We want to manifest without meditating, to evolve without surrendering ego. But manifestation without humility is manipulation, and it never lasts. The true secret is not commanding the universe, but harmonizing with it. To manifest consciously is to embody the divine principle that animates all life. You are not a beggar at the cosmic counter. You are a node in the infinite network of creation. Your body, emotions, and thoughts are instruments of resonance. When they play in harmony, reality becomes symphonic. Emotion is electricity, thought is magnetism. Together they form the electromagnetic field of intention. When this field vibrates coherently, it reorganizes probability itself. Quantum experiments reveal that intention alters particle behavior, the famous observer effect. What happens at the micro level happens at the macro when consciousness matures. The boundary between mind and matter is not a wall but a membrane. The ancients expressed this through ritual. Shamans danced and drummed to release emotional static. Sufis spun until their ego dissolved in ecstasy. Taoists balanced Kai through breath. Each tradition understood, you cannot raise vibration while suppressing emotion. The blocked heart cannot manifest abundance, it can only echo lack. Modern science now measures what mystics lived. Emotions generate cascades of neurochemicals. Repressed anger floods the body with cortisol, weakening the immune system. Gratitude releases dopamine and serotonin, strengthening neural resilience. Every emotion rewires the brain's circuitry, the biological proof of vibration. The Mayo Clinic estimates that most illnesses trace back to emotional imbalance. Ancient medicine saw this long ago. Anger in the liver, fear in the kidneys, grief in the lungs. What mystics felt, thermography and biophysics now record. So, manifestation is not a game of imagination. It's a holistic tuning of your entire being. To change your outer world, you must reprogram your inner biochemistry. Breathwork, meditation, movement, writing, these are not accessories but gateways. When you release emotional density, your energy field clears. The universe finally hears the real signal beneath the noise. This is why surface positivity fails. The universe doesn't read words, it reads coherence. Saying, I am abundant, while fearing lack is like singing one melody and humming another. The frequencies cancel out. Healing happens when thought, feeling, and body finally agree. Every tradition offered methods for this. The Celts grounded themselves in the morning to reset the nervous system. Buddhists practiced Dzogchen, mindfulness in action, turning each task into meditation. The Egyptians wrote sorrows on pottery and broke it, symbolizing emotional release. Today, psychology validates all of this. Expressive writing boosts immunity. Free dance reduces anxiety. Gratitude thickens prefrontal cortex gray matter. The ancient ways were not superstition. They were neurophysics spoken in poetry. And still, people say they have no time. No time to breathe, to feel, to connect. But every mundane act can become sacred when done consciously. Washing dishes, walking, answering emails, each can recalibrate the vibration if done with presence. The divine doesn't appear in temples, it appears in attention. This is the lost art of manifestation, presence as prayer. When your actions align with your values, reality reconfigures. Companies that foster mindful purpose see creativity bloom. Communities that honor reciprocity thrive. The law is universal. Energy aligns with integrity. Humanity's crises are mirrors of our collective disconnection. Environmental destruction, inequality, anxiety, all stem from inner imbalance projected outward. Heal the psyche, and the planet heals. The 100th monkey principle, symbolic or not, reminds us that consciousness resonates. A small percentage of awakened minds can shift the collective field. Gandhi proved it. Every revolution of spirit begins with one coherent being. Technology can amplify this or enslave it. Artificial intelligence, blockchain, data, they are neutral tools reflecting human intention. Without inner awakening, they become digital idols of control. With awareness, they become bridges of collective evolution. The true singularity is not mechanical but spiritual, when human consciousness recognizes itself as universal intelligence embodied. Redefine success. True wealth is coherence between mind, heart, and action. True power is inner stillness that moves worlds. The sacred feminine, the principle of nurturance, intuition, and flow, must rejoin the sacred masculine of logic and order. Only then can creation balance itself. Every choice, no matter how small, is a frequency vote. Buying ethically, speaking kindly, creating without manipulation, these are acts of manifestation. The universe listens not to what you want, but to what you are willing to embody. The Toltecs called it the mitote, the weaving of all threads into one tapestry. Each of us is a thread, each vibration a color. Change your tone and the whole pattern shifts. There is no external savior. There is only resonance. Waiting for a messiah or algorithm to fix the world is another escape from responsibility. The savior is the frequency you choose now. Inner silence is the portal. Coherence is the path. The real secret they never told you is that manifestation is not about attraction. It is about remembrance, remembering that you are already the field where creation unfolds. When thought, emotion, and action align with truth, the universe bows to coherence. And when enough of us live that truth, Earth itself will shift not by decree but by vibration. You've never been powerless. You've only been distracted. The universe is not testing you, it is echoing you. Every frequency is a mirror, waiting for you to remember the sound of your own soul.